To send data over an API, you first have to serialize it and then deserialize it. Don't know what that means? Let's find out. Hi everyone, welcome to the second tutorial in my JSON series. My name is Swaroop and I make videos on software and programming just like the one you're watching. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. In the last video, we have seen the basics of JSON processing. If you haven't already watched that, the link's up there. You should definitely check that out. So originally in this video, I wanted to talk about what JSON serialization and deserialization are and also talk about the implementation, but it turns out the video was too long and I decided to cut it. So in this video, we'll just talk about what serialization and deserialization are, and in the next one, we'll talk about the implementations. Let's get started then. Serialization, deserialization can be of many forms. There is XML serialization, object serialization, JSON serialization, and many more. As the title suggests, in this video we'll only talk about JSON serialization. Serialization is referred to as encoding, while deserialization is sometimes referred to as decoding. I'll use both the words interchangeably in this video, but know that they mean the exact same thing. So what is serialization? Serialization is the process of converting a Python object into a JSON string. That's it. Then what is deserialization? It's the reverse, that is converting a JSON string into a Python object. Now, we have already seen a bit of this in our previous video. We have converted dictionaries and lists into JSON strings and vice versa. That already is serialization and deserialization. So I wanted to understand that we can encode and decode not only Python built-ins like dictionaries and lists, but we can also do that for our own custom objects that we create from our classes. Let's see an example and you'll understand this better. We have already seen in the previous video that we can convert Python objects into strings. So this is called encoding, and the reverse is obviously decoding. I hope this is clear now. Let's see how this works for our custom objects. Here I have this data class, person, with attributes name and age. And by the way, data class is a separate topic altogether. If you're not familiar with it, just let me know in the comments and I'll make a separate video for you. Now back to the class. So let's create an object of this person class here. So we'll give the name as John and the age as 40, and we create an object called John out of this. If we want to serialize this, that is convert it into a JSON string, it would look something like this. So it would have the attributes name and age as the key values and the values 40 and John. Now the reverse of this, that is once you have this dictionary, you would be able to deserialize it or decode it back into the original object. So that's how this works for custom objects. We can serialize or deserialize any object in Python, but it's just not simply using load_s and dump_s. Python by default would not be able to encode or decode our custom object as it doesn't know how to do that. But once we tell how to do that to Python, it will be able to do it. We'll go through how we can do this and more in the next video where we'll talk about the implementation. So stay tuned for that. There are a lot of useful links and resources in the description, so you should definitely go through that. And if you want to subscribe, click over here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. To send data over a wire, you have